In this video, we're going to talk about setting up your calendar in Holyfield Media. So when you log in into your account, just go ahead and click on settings and click on calendar. If this is your first time setting up a calendar, you will not see anything. All you have to do is just click on new calendar. This pop-up window is going to show up, which is split into 3 steps. We have step 1, theme and event setup. We have step 2, availability, and we have step 3, confirmation. Now, under the step 1, we're going to set up our calendar. So how will you like to describe your calendar? So we're going to put in our calendar name. Let's say this is free dental appointment, for example. And the description is get free So the appointment title, we're going to put in, let's say, new appointment for whatever the contact name is going to be. So this is a variable that is going to be pulled up from the form. And we're going to talk about the form in a moment. So now the meeting location, this is if you have it, let's say, for example, your appointment is done on Zoom, you can put in the Zoom link here. If you have it on a brick and mortar local location, you can put in the address here. Whatever the location is going to be, you can put it in here, or you can just leave it empty if you want. Then the event color is whatever color you want it to be synced across with. If, for example, you are connected to Google Calendar, you can select the color. Whatever color that you choose here will be the color on Google Calendar. If you have your Google account linked into your Holyfield Media account, you can select what particular calendar you want to sync in there. If you have your Google account and you have a Google Calendar set up already, you can select that Google account in here and it will sync your appointment over to your Google account. Now, on the sync option, we have 3 options. We have the one-way and we have the two-way, and we have this disabled trigger. Now, the difference between the one-way and the two-way is if you have it set to one-way, whenever an appointment is booked on Holyfield Media, it will sync also into Google account. But if you have it set in two-way, when an appointment is booked on Holyfield Media, it is going to sync to Google Calendar. When an appointment is booked in Google Calendar, it will sync across over into Holyfield Media account. So you can set it over to one-way or two-way, however you want to set it up. It is completely up to you. Then after that step, just click on save and continue. Then it's going to take you over to the availability. Now in the availability, this is where you set up your appointment slot settings. And the first thing we're going to set up is the slot duration. The slot duration is literally how long each particular appointment or slot is for. Let's say your appointment is for, let's say 45 minutes. And your slot interval, it is the interval between each appointment that is going to be booked or that is going to be available. So, let's choose this for 30 minutes and let's make it every 30 minutes. So in other words, someone can book for 11:30 to 12. And so your appointment is going to show 11 o'clock, 11:30, 12 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock, 1:30. That is the interval here, and each appointment is going to last for 30 minutes. So if I book for 11 o'clock appointment, the 11:30 will be available. Now on the buffer between each appointment is if you want to have any kind of break in your appointments, you can select that in here. Let's say, for example, you want to refresh and reset up again for the next person that is going to be coming in. You can put in that duration in here. Then the appointment per slot is if you want to have, for example, you want to set up an appointment, you want to set up your calendar in such a way that you can receive 2 appointments in a particular time. Let's say you have 2 staffs that are performing the same responsibility in your office, then you can select 2, 3, depending on the amount of staff. But if it is just you alone, select 1, because if you select more than 1 and you're the only person, then you will have what is called double booking, and you don't want to have that issue. Then in appointments per day, this is going to show how many appointments you want to have per day. So if you just want to only have about 6 appointments in a day, it is only going to accept the first 6. The remaining part of the days is just going to be blocked off. On the scheduling notice here, we have 2 options. We have the minimum scheduling notice and we have the date range. Now, so let's say, for example, I resume my office at 9 a.m. in the morning, but I don't want appointments to start rolling in until 12 p.m. So in other words, I can set this into what, 3 hours. That means I don't want appointments to come in. I don't want to be in your office, for example, and someone books an appointment like in the next 30 minutes. I want to space it out to 3 hours. That means you can only book 3 hours away from the current time. So the date range here is how far away can you allow bookings for? You don't want someone booking appointments like 2 months from now. So if you want that just to be like, for example, 5 days, you can just hit 5 days. Most people select 2 weeks. They'll just put in 2 and select 2 weeks. That means you can only book far ahead 2 weeks, and that is it. Your office hours, this is where you're going to select your office hours. Let's say you resume office at 9 a.m. You can just select 9 a.m. and let's say you close at 6, hit 6 p.m. and then when you click on apply all, it's just going to send this 9 a.m. to 6 across the board. And let's say you were open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you close on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays. You can set that up in here. Just click on save and continue. And on the save and continues, you're going to come over to the form. So what is the form? The contact form here is a form that will be used to receive information from people booking. Let's say, for example, you want to set up a form that that's going to require customers or your clients to fill up certain important details that you're going to need ahead of time for your appointment. You can create a custom form, and we have videos also for how to create out forms. You're just going to select the form that you've created and just pick it up here, or if you just leave it on custom forms, you're just going to pick the default calendar form that is already embedded in the system. I'll recommend you to click on use sticky contacts, so whenever an individual puts in information in a form, it's just, it can always transfer the information and copy it over into the next form or in your funnel. So if you are the kind of person who wants to set up your appointment in such a way that when someone books up, it is automatically confirmed, you can select that here. Otherwise, if you want to manually confirm each appointment, you can manually confirm each appointment by unselecting this button. For now, I'm just going to leave it set up. So if you want to set out an email to yourself or to whoever that is in charge of that particular appointment calendar, you can put in that email address here. If you want to allow people to be able to reschedule, you can check this. If you want to allow people to cancel, you can check this also. And if you want to track your bookings, just go ahead and put in your Facebook Pixel ID in here. That should be able to track your appointments. And on the form submission, if you want people who have booked an appointment to be redirected to a URL, just click on this and put in the URL whatever you want to send them to, or you can just put in a custom thank you message, and that is going to be in here. And after that, just click on complete. And that is it for how to set up your calendar in Holyfield Media.